Welcome back, Rare Coin Insider. Imagine holding a 1990 United States quarter dollar in your hand. At first glance, it may seem like just another ordinary coin that has passed through countless pockets, cash registers, vending machines, and bank rolls over the years. Millions of people have handled these coins without giving them a second thought, yet within the world of numismatics, the study and collection of coins, the 1990 quarter holds a fascinating story filled with history, design artistry, minting details, collector interest, hidden varieties, and examples that can be worth far more than their face value. The 1990 quarter belongs to the famous Washington Quarter series, one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. This series first appeared in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first President of the United States. What began as a commemorative issue eventually became a permanent design, replacing the standing Liberty Quarter and continuing for decades before the introduction of the State Quarters program in 1999. When examining a 1990 quarter, the first thing most collectors notice is the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse, or front side, of the coin. The design was created by sculptor John Flanagan, whose work has become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. Washington faces left, displaying a dignified profile that has appeared on billions of quarters over the years. Above his head is the word Liberty, while the motto, "In God We Trust," appears to the left. The year 1990 is positioned beneath the portrait, indicating the coin's year of issue. The reverse side presents a striking image of an American eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle stands proudly above a bundle of arrows, symbolizing readiness to defend the nation, while olive branches beneath represent peace. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions, "United States of America," and "Quarter Dollar," with the national motto, "E Pluribus Unum," appearing above the eagle. This reverse design remained a defining feature of Washington quarters for many decades and is deeply familiar to American coin collectors. One of the most important details collectors look for on a 1990 quarter is the mint mark. During 1990, quarters were produced at several United States mint facilities. Coins struck in Philadelphia carried no mint mark at all, while coins struck in Denver displayed a small D mint mark. Proof coins produced in San Francisco carried the S mint mark and were manufactured specifically for collectors using specially polished dies and planchets. The mint mark can be found on the obverse side of the coin, near Washington's ponytail. This tiny letter may seem insignificant, but it can greatly influence a coin's rarity, desirability, and value. Collectors carefully inspect this area because mint marks often provide clues about production numbers and potential scarcity. The standard weight of a 1990 Washington quarter is 5.67 grams. This specification remained consistent for clad quarters produced during the late 20th century. The coin has a diameter of approximately 24.3 millimeters and a thickness of around 1.75 millimeters. These dimensions make it instantly recognizable among circulating American coins. The composition of the 1990 quarter is another important aspect. Unlike older quarters minted before 1965, which contained 90% silver, the 1990 issue was produced using a copper-nickel-clad composition. Specifically, the outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition was adopted to reduce minting costs and preserve precious metal supplies as silver prices increased during the 1960s. Because the coin contains no silver, many people mistakenly assume all 1990 quarters are worth only 25 cents. However, collectors know that condition, rarity, minting errors, and exceptional preservation can dramatically increase value. While most circulated examples remain common, certain specimens command significantly higher prices. To understand the value of a 1990 quarter, it is important to consider grading. Coin grading evaluates the amount of wear and preservation present on a coin. A heavily circulated quarter may show worn details, scratches, and discoloration, while an uncirculated specimen retains sharp details and original mint luster. Professional grading services use numerical scales ranging from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better preservation. Most circulated 1990 quarters are generally worth face value. However, coins found in brilliant uncirculated condition often attract collector interest. Examples graded MS63, MS64, MS65, or higher can carry premiums because they are more difficult to locate without wear or damage. The highest grade examples become especially desirable due to their scarcity. Many collectors spend years searching through rolls of quarters hoping to find coins with exceptional strikes, brilliant luster, and minimal imperfections. Although millions of 1990 quarters were produced, relatively few survive in truly pristine condition. This creates a situation where common coins can become valuable simply because so few examples meet the strict standards required by elite collectors. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters in 1990, ensuring widespread circulation throughout the United States. The Denver Mint also struck a massive quantity. As a result, neither mint issue is generally considered rare in ordinary grades. Nevertheless, population reports from grading services reveal that the number of top-grade specimens drops dramatically as quality standards increase. Proof quarters from San Francisco represent a different category altogether. These coins were never intended for circulation. Instead, they were manufactured specifically for collectors using special techniques that created mirror-like fields and frosted design elements. Proof coins often display stunning visual contrast and remain popular among numismatists seeking high-quality examples of modern coinage. An interesting aspect of the 1990 quarter is its connection to the broader history of the Washington Quarter series. By 1990, the design had already been in production for nearly 6 decades. Generations of Americans had used Washington quarters in everyday commerce, making the coin a familiar symbol of American monetary history. Yet few people realized that certain examples from specific years could become collectible treasures. Collectors often discuss the concept of rarity. In numismatics, rarity does not always mean a coin had a low mintage. Sometimes rarity refers to the difficulty of finding a coin in a specific grade. A 1990 quarter may be common overall, but a perfectly preserved specimen with outstanding eye appeal can be remarkably difficult to obtain. This distinction plays a major role in determining market values and auction results. As the years passed, many 1990 quarters entered circulation and accumulated wear. They were dropped into vending machines, stored in jars, exchanged in stores, and handled countless times. Each interaction introduced tiny marks and abrasions. Consequently, surviving examples with flawless surfaces became increasingly scarce, attracting attention from advanced collectors willing to pay substantial premiums. The story becomes even more fascinating when minting errors enter the picture. Error coins are among the most exciting discoveries in coin collecting because they result from mistakes during production. These mistakes can create unique and highly desirable pieces that differ from standard examples. Some collectors search through thousands of coins hoping to uncover one extraordinary error that transforms an ordinary quarter into a valuable collectible. Among the errors that may appear on Washington quarters are off-center strikes, die cracks, die breaks, clipped planchets, doubled dies, struck-through errors, and other unusual production anomalies. Each type tells a story about what occurred inside the mint during the manufacturing process. While most 1990 quarters were struck correctly, the occasional error coin escaped quality control and entered circulation, creating opportunities for collectors decades later. The excitement surrounding error coins stems from their uniqueness. No two errors are exactly alike. Even small differences can influence desirability and value. Collectors often examine coins under magnification, searching for subtle clues that reveal unusual characteristics invisible to the casual observer. As the market for modern coins grew, professional grading companies began certifying exceptional 1990 quarters. Encapsulation provided authentication, protection, and standardized grading, increasing buyer confidence. Certified high-grade examples began appearing at auctions where competitive bidding sometimes pushed prices far beyond what most people would expect from a modern circulating coin. What makes the 1990 quarter particularly interesting is the contrast between its everyday appearance and its potential numismatic significance. To most people, it remains simply 25 cents. To collectors, however, it represents a piece of American history, a study in minting technology, a potential source of rare errors, and a challenge to locate in top condition. The journey from ordinary pocket change to prized collectible is one of the reasons coin collecting continues to captivate enthusiasts around the world. As collector interest in modern Washington quarters continue to grow, attention increasingly turned toward the finest known examples of each date and mint mark. The 1990 quarter became a perfect example of how an apparently common coin can develop significant collector demand when preserved in extraordinary condition. While millions were struck and circulated, finding one with razor-sharp details, blazing mint luster, and virtually no contact marks remains a serious challenge. When professional grading services evaluate a 1990 quarter, every tiny detail matters. The sharpness of Washington's hair, the strength of the eagle's feathers, the quality of the strike, the brilliance of the surfaces, and even microscopic marks can affect the final grade. A coin graded MS65 may be worth only a modest premium, but once grades reach MS67, MS68, or higher, values can increase dramatically because so few coins survive at those levels. Collectors often refer to this phenomenon as condition rarity. A coin may be common overall, yet extremely rare in near-perfect preservation. This is exactly why auction records for certain modern quarters sometimes surprise the general public. People assume that because a coin is modern and widely available, it cannot be valuable. The reality is that condition can transform an ordinary coin into a highly sought-after collectible. Another fascinating area involves proof issues struck at San Francisco. The 1990s proof quarter was manufactured using specially polished dies that created brilliant mirror-like backgrounds. These coins were sold directly to collectors as part of annual proof sets and were never intended for circulation. Because of their stunning appearance, proof quarters remain popular among collectors seeking visually attractive examples of American coinage. Proof coins can also contain errors. Although quality control for proof coinage is extremely strict, mistakes occasionally occur. When unusual proof errors appear, they often generate tremendous excitement because proof coins are already collector products. A rare proof error can command substantial premiums depending on its uniqueness and visual impact. One of the most discussed subjects among quarter collectors is doubled die varieties. A doubled die occurs when a die receives multiple impressions during its creation, causing certain design elements to appear doubled. Depending on the strength and location of the doubling, these varieties can attract significant attention. Collectors examining 1990 quarters frequently inspect lettering, dates, and design details for signs of doubling that could indicate a valuable variety. Die cracks provide another interesting collecting category. Over time, mint dies experience tremendous stress from repeatedly striking metal blanks. Eventually, cracks can develop. These cracks transfer onto the coins as raised lines. While minor die cracks are common, dramatic examples involving large breaks or retained cuts often generate collector interest because they visibly demonstrate the wear experienced by mint equipment. Off-center strikes represent one of the most visually dramatic mint errors. These occur when the blank planchet is not properly positioned during striking. As a result, part of the design may be missing, while the remaining portion appears shifted toward one side. The value of an off-center 1990 quarter depends on the percentage of off-centering and whether the date remains visible. Strong examples can bring substantial premiums from error collectors. Clipped planchet errors occur before striking when a portion of the metal blank is missing due to a manufacturing issue. Once struck, the coin displays a distinctive curved section where metal is absent. Genuine clipped planchet quarters are eagerly sought because they clearly illustrate an unusual stage of the minting process. Struck-through errors provide yet another area of interest. These occur when foreign material becomes trapped between the die and the planchet during striking. The resulting coin may display unusual impressions, missing details, or distinctive surface characteristics. Every struck-through error is unique, adding to its appeal among collectors. Market values for 1990 quarters vary tremendously depending on condition and characteristics. A typical circulated coin remains worth face value. An attractive uncirculated example may sell for a few dollars. Higher-grade certified specimens can command significantly more. Exceptional registry-quality examples sometimes achieve prices that surprise people who assume modern quarters have little collectible value. Stories occasionally emerge about collectors discovering valuable quarters in circulation. Someone sorting spare change may notice an unusually bright coin, an interesting error, or an example preserved in remarkable condition. Such discoveries fuel excitement within the hobby and encourage collectors to continue searching through rolls, bank boxes, and inherited collections. Auction records demonstrate the power of rarity and condition. Although ordinary 1990 quarters are common, top population certified examples have sold for hundreds of dollars, and, in exceptional cases, much more than face value. The combination of elite grades, strong eye appeal, and collector competition can create impressive results when rare opportunities appear on the market. Another factor influencing value is eye appeal. Two coins with identical grades may sell for different amounts because one possesses superior luster, cleaner surfaces, or more attractive toning. Collectors often pay premiums for coins that stand out visually. Natural rainbow toning, brilliant cartwheel luster, and exceptional strike quality can make a coin particularly desirable. The history of the Washington quarter itself adds to the significance of every issue, including the 1990 coin. For decades, Americans carried these quarters through periods of economic growth, technological advancement, political change, and cultural transformation. Each coin serves as a small metallic witness to history, connecting present-day collectors with previous generations. As the state quarters program began in 1999, the traditional eagle reverse design used on the 1990 quarter came to an end. This transition increased appreciation for earlier Washington quarters because they represented the conclusion of a long-running design era. Many collectors now assemble complete sets spanning decades, ensuring continued demand for well-preserved examples from every year, including 1990. The modern coin market remains active and constantly evolving. Online auctions, grading services, registry competitions, and social media communities have introduced new generations to coin collecting. As more collectors seek high-grade examples for their collections, competition for the finest known 1990 quarters may continue to strengthen over time. For anyone finding a 1990 quarter today, the first step is careful examination. Check the mint mark. Inspect the surfaces for unusual features. Look for signs of errors, doubling, or exceptional preservation. Even if the coin proves ordinary, the process itself offers an educational glimpse into American numismatic history. And this is ultimately what makes the 1990 USA quarter dollar so fascinating. It is a coin that millions of people have seen, spent, and ignored, yet beneath its familiar appearance lies a rich story of American history, mint craftsmanship, collector passion, and the endless possibility of discovering something extraordinary. Most examples may still be worth only 25 cents, but the finest specimens, rare errors, and highly sought-after certified pieces have demonstrated that even a modern quarter can become a valuable collectible worth far more than its face value. The true value of the 1990 quarter is not measured solely in dollars. It is measured in the history it preserves, the stories it carries, the collectors it inspires, and the excitement created every time someone examines a simple piece of pocket change and wonders whether they might be holding a hidden treasure. For that reason, the 1990 Washington quarter continues to remain an enduring favorite among collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike, proving that remarkable discoveries can sometimes be found in the most ordinary places.